Hello and welcome to a interesting show that I decided to come up with, inspired by my buddy Jimmy Kimmel's mean tweets years ago. It's called Not So Nice Comments to James Lott Jr. Over the years, I've been doing this online thing for about seven, that I've had everything thrown at me you can think of. Trust me, I've been called every name. I've been my teeth, my appearance, my hair, my way I speak, what I say, has been attacked in one form or another over the years. And at first, when I first started, I was devastated. I was hurt. I couldn't believe it. I had no idea. I was never an online person. I never was a person who I was in message boards. So back years ago, I had friends who were on Television Without Pity. Remember that one? Some of you guys may remember that one. Or some of the other online boards for comics or TV or sports. I never did that. I just was never a person who did that. I went on the computer for MySpace. I just looked on MySpace, my top eight. But then when I got into the business, when I got to AfterBuzz TV especially, it was all about promoting yourself on Twitter and promoting yourself on YouTube and the podcast. And there's comment sections. I never even thought about that when I first started. Just never entered my mind. Well, quickly, when I used to read the comments, some of them first were really good. So you start reading them and you're reading them. And anybody who's in the business knows this or puts out any kind of content. I was reading them and they were great. Oh, we love James Lott Jr. He is wonderful, great. Then all of a sudden, you get one. And they pick something at you. And sometimes they pick right at something that you already are a little, maybe a little touchy about anyway. Or they may pick something that you can't change. There's some things you just can't change. I mean, my nose is my nose, my lips are my lips, my eyes are my eyes. There's certain things I'm like, well, I guess you could change them, but I'm not going to change them. Or I know what I know. There's things like that. So over the years, I've gotten death threats. Yes, kids, I've gotten death threats for things that I've had stalker. All kinds of things have happened over the years. They're all par for the course when you put out content in a public eye. So, inspired by Jimmy Kimmel, I'm going to read, this is part one. Because trust me, there were so many. I was like, I don't want to be on here for 10 years saying all the bad things. And I just want to say, in general, I mostly get nice comments and great comments. But me and my co-hosts sometimes, they're doozy, especially the soaps and more recently the Hardys. Back when Daniel Lissing left the show and Jack was killed, the character Jack was killed, I'll tell you something. It was crazy. People were calling me, Marissa, my co-host, not true Hardys because we still supported the show, and they thought we were part of it. I wrote my book, Being a Hardy. It's out there on Amazon. You can see I actually go into detail about what was like behind the scenes for us, and for me especially, being a fan of a show and seeing the fandom turn on us as a result of a show's decision and us to stand by a show. I knew that happened with soaps, with General Hospital, Beautiful Days, and all that. I get those all the time, but I didn't realize that Hallmark Channel fans are the same way. And so I've gotten all kinds of comments over the years. So I was going to read a few, and some of them I'm going to read their names because you wrote it, so you didn't want to hide. So we're going to read your name on air. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be shady like that. So I have one. Some of these are from YouTube. Some of them from Twitter, and some of them are from the actual podcast. When you go to a podcast, you can rate and comment. And so I guess, and the moral of the story, I guess, is sometimes don't always read the comments. There are times I don't read them. There's sometimes I do, because sometimes they're sharing stories and stuff. You have to develop a thick skin. And now at this point, he's saying anything to me, I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. You're fat, I'm fat, whatever. I got hair. Like, I don't even care anymore. But some of these are very interesting. Okay. Huckleberry Paradise wrote this for GHM Spotlight I do on Sundays. I like the podcast, but it's not reliable. About half of them, half the time I go to listen, and they have skipped posting that week. Not true. Here's the thing. We do the soap shows year round. This also goes for Edition Days too. The shows are on 50 something weeks a year. They really don't take time off. So for us, we do it. We give up our weekends to do this show. We do 5 shows. We're trying to put into something for you. Sometimes we get guests, and other things that go on, and we love doing it. But we need a break, and then sometimes life just happens. I mean, there's things in life that happen. So we really could wish we just could be on every weekend for you. We know that, especially General Hospital Mini Spotlight. We just found it's my number one show on my network. We just hit over 40,000 40,000 downloads of the audio version. The video version does really well for us too. So we know we get it's the number one show of our network. We love doing it. Me, Frank, and Lucretia, we have a good time. But sometimes these things happen, and we're sorry. We just trust me, not on purpose. But we're not robots. We can't, do all the time. It's Vortex Games, Rose. Yeah, I thought this channel would be kind of cool to watch, but never mind. Too negative. I am out. I'm just very curious as far as games. What did you watch? It was a month ago. What did you watch that was negative? I'm trying to figure out which show. I'm trying to figure out which show you watched because I'm very much a positive person. I don't know what show, so I'll be curious what show. You see this? What show is negative? Let me know so I can look at myself and see what was too negative about it. I'll get back to these other ones in a second. One for Dallas After Show by Serge Mesnil. French, please. I don't speak French. Sorry, I wish I could. Ooh, this is some shade. Kind of not to me. From Sabrina Danielle. I had an interview I did with Jamie E. Wright Esquire. She wrote, amazing Jamie E. Wright. That's a stretch, but okay, James. I love Jamie, so I don't care what you say, Sabrina. But I'm like, did she do something to you? Was she a lawyer against you? Like, what happened? That's totally shady. I was like, ooh, dang. Like, why are you hating on her? What did she do to you? Curious. Sheola Davis wrote about me. He's working my nerves. So after 3 minutes, I say adios. I think he just likes to hear himself talk. It's my show. I have a co-host. They talk plenty on the show. I don't know how to answer that. I'm like, I just, my job is I'm here to talk. I don't know. It's crazy. I don't know. I'm sorry I got your nerves. Maga and Cena, and I'm hoping it's not what I think it's for. This is for the When Cost a Heart show. James, you have clearly not watched enough soap if you can't see where this is going. In soap, there's always a love triangle, or even 4 people. She dates the guy, there's tension, drama, and angst, but she always ends up with the other guy at the end, and they have a happy ending. So for me, I have watched plenty of soap. I mean, trust me, I'm in the business. I've been watching it for over 30, 40 years. I've watched over 23 soap operas. So I do watch soaps. Part of that is true. There's a love triangle, they date, and there's tension. But I would always end up with the other guy at the end and have a happy ending. A lot of times on soap, and you probably can agree with me, you watch enough soap, they end up with the other guy at first, and then something comes out where you find out that other guy something's wrong, and they can finally get together with the one that everybody's rooting for. It's one of soaps are funny because, and shows are funny, and I'm a writer now, and I have my own shows too. It's one of those things where they always say a happy so you make somebody happy, they're boring. Now I always say you can modify that and still get a couple together and have outside things try to tear them apart, or they face something together. That can be exciting. But when it comes to courtships and relationships on soaps and a lot of shows, it's never a straight line. They always, and that's that part of that, and part of MAGA is right. It's saying there's always, some tension, and this happens over here, and that part is completely true. But they always end up with the other guy. So this is in reference to Elizabeth on One Cost a Heart ending up with Lucas instead of Nathan. So this is already a very big debate in the Hardy's world, Hallmark world. So I'm not going to get into all that, but I just know that for me, if someone said another comment that I must have been bamboozled too, basically, over what they did. I'm like, no, I didn't see it the way you guys saw it. It wasn't, I always say that wasn't a true triangle on that show, but they presented it that way in their eyes, presented it that way. I always felt that Lucas is probably the one, but I was like, it could go to Nathan, and I would have said everyone to Nathan. I guess for me, and a lot of Hardys are taking the hard line of Team Nathan, Team Lucas. I always declared I was Team Lucas, but I was Team Elizabeth in the end. Whichever one she choose, I would go with it. I thought both guys would offer each something interesting. So, but the show's not over. They're filming season 9. You have no idea. We have no idea what's going to happen. So I suggest to all the Hardys, just calm down and let's just see what happens. I mean, who knows? She may end up with Nathan in season 9. We have no idea what's going to happen. It's a continuing drama. So so you're supposed to feel all these emotions. You're supposed to, if you're a team Nathan, you're supposed to be upset on some level. That's the whole point. But then let's see what happens and go forward to see what happens. I'll probably get bad comments for saying calm down, but I don't care. I really don't care. Ann Skaggs said to me, "Oh, Kirsten." Ann Skaggs said to me, "Slow down your speech pattern." I can't even complain on that one because I am a fast talker. My family's from the East Coast. I am. Hello, Brendan Hale. And so I'm a fast talker. And I have learned how to slow down so you guys can understand what I'm saying. I mean, I do know I talk fast sometimes, but I have learned over the years how to make my speech better. That was a year ago. So hopefully, Ann, I'm doing better since a year ago. Tell me I'm doing better. Anonymous Joe wrote, "You could drive a truck through James's front teeth." Maybe not a truck. I'm not Michael Strahan, who I've met, by the way, my gap-toothed younger brother. But mind the gap. I'm not closing it up. I'm not getting rid of it. Lauren Hutton had a gap. Madonna has a gap. Anna Paquin has a gap. David Letterman has one. There are a lot of people who have gaps in their teeth, and we look beautiful. And my mother has one. I got one, and I was always told it was sexy. And I'm not getting rid of it. This is not going to happen. So I've got a lot of comments on the gap, and so I don't care. It's not going anywhere. Michael Strahan did this video, picture where he actually closed it up in a picture, and it was crazy. I have a sister who tried closing hers up in braces. It came back twice. I'm like, God wanted you to have a gap. So yeah, sure. Here's one back from my AfterBuzz days. This is a goodie. "James seems like a good producer. He hired Frank and Lucretia, but he does not need to host the show. Stay behind the scenes." That's one of those weird backhanded compliments. It's like, okay, well, so I'm a good producer. So I found people that you like, apparently. So I'm happy about that. I love Frank and Lucretia. I'm glad I found them. I found they're on the street. I found them on the streets. No, I'm glad that we came together. Oh, thank you, Brendan. I'm a cool, nice person. I am. That's why I can phone this episode. I can phone this episode. But I love them, so I'm glad I did find them. They're a great find. But there's I don't need to host, so apparently you don't like me as a host. So that's like a backhanded compliment. There's a few of those. You're like, okay, so you like this part that I did, but you don't like this part that I did. Well, I ain't leaving. I'm a host. I'm gonna be on camera, so I hope you still watch anyway. You love somebody, you love your day, just your days. Here's another one. This is a long time one. "I hate James's laugh. I have to mute every time. In this episode, I had to mute most of the show." I love to laugh. I love it. My laugh is polarizing. It has been, people either love it or they don't. And so it's my laugh. It is what it is. I'm not going to stop. I love to laugh. We have a good time on these shows. It's just how it is, kids. I don't know. I mean, I actually have a song called The Laughing Song. You can go online or go to my SoundCloud page, James Lott Jr., because people make fun of my laugh so much. I did a dance song with my laugh featured in it. There you go. What do you think about this week? I miss Jan Spears. I don't talk to Israel Eyes. I'm on the show, so I don't talk about it. I'll leave it to Tony and them. Do you like WWE wrestling? No, I don't watch wrestling. Even though I have all my friends who are in wrestling, I have all my friends that are there. We do like Flobo and Jack Farmer, and they all do the wrestling shows. I don't do wrestling, so I don't do that. But a lot of friends. People are making nowadays. Oh, I'm having fun with this episode. I'm kind of like I said, the mean tweets that Jimmy Kimmel did. I'm kind of doing a similar thing. I thought turn it into something funny and just kind of and talk to people and actually make it a conversation. People think they can say whatever they want, which they can. We can't say anything. So I'm saying something back, but also turning into some kind of lessons and stuff. Yes, I have gotten vaccinated. I am fully vaxxed. Okay. Let me see another one in here. Some long ones. This is about me and Marissa, my co-host. Oh, George Blackman, hello. I know because you people, I love it. I don't know. I just think this is from Michelle Chang Harris. I disagree with Marissa about Lucas wanting to help his girlfriend. At least he offered to help her just in case. He is being a responsible man looking out for his woman. Sorry we disagree. It is up to Elizabeth to tell him it's okay. Her happiness is the most important thing to this man who wants to make this woman his wife. Stop being biased about who you like and be objective, because the people who are listening may be offended if you take sides. This is oh my God, it's Billy, oh my God, Billy Alex. They will be negative. How much cost that person take that? I know, I'm never negative. I'm not a negative person at all. Like, this is crazy, right? So this is it's something very interesting I tell you guys about. I do opinion television. So what that means is me and my co-host get together, like you would with your friends. We watch a show and we tell our opinion about it. So yes, called an after, it's called a recap, but that is it. We don't do strict like, it would be boring if we, okay, this happened next and this happened next. You watched the show. The chances are you've watched it already and you want a place to talk about it. So the shows that I've been doing for 7 years, it's about coming together like with your friends and fans of a show and talking about it, which means giving our opinion. I have every right to be biased. I'm not doing news. I'm not doing courtroom TV. I am talking about pop culture stuff normally, and we have a right to say what we like or don't like. You have a right to say you don't like our opinion. That's the point. We want to talk about it. We like to debate, go back and forth, talk about it, as long as it's fun debate. But we're not doing the news where you have to be totally objective, right? Totally unbiased, objective. This is opinion television. And I watch certain shows where I don't like their opinions either. And I'm like, oh, I like that opinion of that chick or whatever. So that's kind of what it's like when I get a lot of comments like that. Well, you guys are showing your bias. Well, yeah, I'm like, I'm team this person, or I like that person, or I like blue. I like alcohol. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to I'm going to tell you what I think when I watch a show. And I feel like that's what you should be tuning in for. And you may agree with me, or you may not agree with me. And that's why we have this little chat aside. You tell us what you think too. And I read comments on it sometimes and go, okay, I agree with that. Or my mind has changed. It's a conversation. And that's kind of what we do on these shows. So I know it must be tough for some folks if they come to a show wanting us to either just recap it or to agree with them. There are shows out there that are unbiased, or there's shows out there who are there for a certain team of something. If you're I'm a Steelers fan. I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I love my football. I'm a football fan in general, but I like the Steelers. I mean, there are a lot of things I read that are from what you call Steeler Nation. I read the Steelers stuff because it's pro Steelers, and so I know those sites I can go to where it's pro Steelers, pro this, so I can watch it. But sometimes I go to other sports channels and I'll watch something that they go back and forth and talk about it, and I have no problem with that. But that's kind of I guess it's up to you at home. You got to figure out when you tune into one of our kind of shows, our after shows. And I say this, I usually am not that negative. And again, I'm not that invested. I mean, I am, but I'm not. I mean, like I know I watch the shows, I feel what I feel, but I'm not fanatical. So I guess for me, I'm just like, here it is. This was what happened. And a lot of times I know behind the scenes stuff. I know some of the actors in the shows, like I'm in Hollywood, I know some of them. So I know certain things that happen. But I'm just like, I don't, my life I goes on afterwards. I mean, I don't really think, it's I have to die on a hill on something that much. So you have a right to say what you say. I have a right to say what I say. I like the exchange usually, and some of you guys come into our chat room on the weekends when we do our shows. I love it. I mean, I think it's great. Please say something. Tell us what you think. I love the engagement going back and forth and see what you're saying. Sometimes you guys are right about stuff. I never thought of it that way. And I will totally admit that on air too. I'll go, you know what? I didn't, And Bold and the Beautiful, if you watch that show on the Sundays, Tammy Doc Govea, my co-host, she went through a whole 360 on the character of Thomas Forrester. So we do change our opinions sometimes, but more importantly, we're here to have fun. That's what we're here to entertain you guys and my crazy laugh. I like to laugh. There's another one. It's this long, and I'm not going to read it. I was going to, and I'm like, it is just too long. But again, it goes to they don't like our opinions, stating our opinions. It's an opinion show. So I'm just telling you, if it's an after show, it's our opinion. So just get ready for that. So if you don't agree with our opinion, then we may not be the show for you. I mean, honestly, this may not be the show for you. When we do interviews, I do a lot of interviews, and sometimes with the action of the show, we're very kind to them. We treat them with respect, like you when someone comes to your home. And we ask them questions. And it's not asking tough questions sometimes about the character. But they're do their job on the show. Our job is not to be mean to them and talk to them. Some of you guys are just ass kissers. You're so soft. Like, we're not here to grill them. I'm not doing, almost a wrong kind as I'm aging myself. I'm not doing 60 minutes. I mean, it's like, I'm here to do a show, to have some fun, entertainment show, to have some fun. We want them to feel welcome, and they're only doing their job. I mean, some fans are so they're so into it. I'm like, please remember, they're hired hands, and they're getting paid, and they're trying to do their craft, and they're doing what they're told. They don't write or produce. Well, some do, but a lot of them don't write or produce their shows. They're hired to act. And our job is to find out their acting process, what goes on the show, get some behind the scenes on the show, that kind of stuff. I mean, other than that, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. It's just we try. This is part one. So I'm gonna do enough some more parts. It's all for fun. Trust me, I'm not upset. I'm not crying. I'm not anything like that. It's all good. But I think the takeaway is kind of like, this is my mean comment. Oh, go on, Billy, give me a mean comment. Do it. My hair, I'm wearing a tank top. What's going on? It's hot as effing here in Los Angeles. I'm like a fudgesicle in a second. It's so hot. Or is this my mean comment? Your mean comment? Are you being meta? Being ironical? Ironical. But the point is that I know that when I put out content, whether it's a book, which I did today, or a song, which I did today, or a show, which I'm doing today, it's open to scrutiny. It's open to interpretation. It's open to anybody saying whatever they want, and I get it. And you're right to. You're right to. My girl Michelle Stafford, who's on Young and Restless, she says the same thing. She's like, you have a right to say I don't like this or I like this, and it is. I mean, it is. But I wish people out there would be a little more respectful. James Lott Jr. is a wonderful, kind man who's obsessed with creating content. Oh, wait, that did come out negative. Oh, I'm obsessed. I do stuff all the time. I'm obsessed. Always. Like I said, books, music, whatever. I got stuff coming out. I love that. But it's one of those things where it's I get it. And I get it. No, I get it. And it's fine. And it's fine. Say what you want. But I know I have a lot of support. Some of you in the chat room were so wonderful to me. I have a lot of support, and it's fine. But I get it. I totally get it. And everybody has a right to say what they. I'm shady. I say stuff too. A lot of people's stuff. and so if I can say it, you can say it too, and I can take it back too. So yeah, my new song is oh my God, I messed it up. He shows up right on time. It's my first Christian. You heard that correctly. Christian dance song. You can find it everywhere, Spotify, everywhere. It's out now. I love the song. I'm very proud of it. It has a good beat, good music, good message. I wrote the song. It's out now. It's coming from my forthcoming album. My 7th album is coming out, probably in August, called Salvation is Possible While Dancing Your Way to Heaven. That's the title of the album. And so I have Christian songs, secular songs, all mixed. I'm actually finalizing the album tracks right now. I actually just recorded another song yesterday called Back in the 80s. So I don't know what I'm doing. It's just all this stuff coming up. But that'll be out soon. But that is out now. Everywhere you can get your music. There's James Lott Jr. He shows up right on time. Thank you very much for that. My latest book, my 48th book, I think it is, called Half a Pill. It's a spinoff of another book. It's out now. It's a medical mystery. It's out now. I have one more book coming out. I think it's my 49th or my 50th. I can't remember. I got to count again. And that's coming out. Hi, Deborah Gay. Hi, Geneva Holland. Hi, you guys. Thank you for all the kind. I'm doing a show about not so nice comments, and in the chat room, I'm getting nice comments. How ironic is that, folks? How ironic is that? I love it. And it's but all my books coming out. They're all on Amazon, of course, and all the shows here on JLJ Media. We have a bunch of Billy C916 Corey is in Mistletoe Road. Gotta check that out. Mr. Road, I'm sorry, Claus the series. Like which one? I'm getting mixed up. Claus the series. He plays the perfect Santa Claus Jr. He's hilarious. That series has ended. There's only one season, but hopefully I'll have him in some other stuff that's coming up. So keep an eye out on him. Kirsten Marie is in Mistletoe Road, and so she will be back for season 2, and possibly in our spinoff, Peppermint Winters, which is recording right now. We're recording it right now. So I got audio dramas, I got after shows, I got interview shows. I have some good shows coming up next week. But you guys are helping like my dreams come true by tuning into my content. So I really do appreciate it. Nice comments, not so nice comments. Just keep commenting. That's fine with me. Keep commenting. Keep hitting the like button. Whatever. I'll take it. I will totally take it. You can follow me. We're all James Lott Jr. Sold at James Lott Jr. and also on your platforms. Comment if you like, where you find me. Everyone, please. If you're in heated areas, stay hydrated. Or if you're back east where it's raining, be careful.